What's up, future millionaires? In this video, I'm going to be going over with you guys my monthly income report for the month of October 2018, and also be covering with you guys how and what my plan is to get to $100,000 by the end of this year. So let's jump right into this. So I got my numbers on the left side there over my computer. So I got my income numbers. So I'm just going to be looking over there a little bit to write these down. But I figured I'd bust out a whiteboard, do a new kind of style video today. Thought it would be really interesting. I feel like a real YouTuber now instead of always being on my computer. But let's jump right into it. So first income source, affiliate marketing. So I'm just going to do, and for that I got 923. And just to give you guys an idea what that comes from, 462 of that came from ClickFunnels, and then another $461 came from this car dealership course that teaches people how to run Facebook ads for car dealerships. That's pretty much my two affiliate marketing things, and all of those as well come through YouTube. And then the ClickFunnels stuff comes through, well, I have one client that bought like a $300 ClickFunnels, and then I also got a couple of people that bought ClickFunnels from my YouTube and also from my course, so that's where that comes from. And then YouTube, I didn't actually update this number, but last month it was 765, but it's probably going to be about the same. And then social media marketing. This is the interesting one. And if you guys don't know me already, my name is Willson, 20 years old. Dropped out of college about a year and a half ago, and social media marketing is my main thing. So as of right now, I got 4 clients, and then also I do some consulting stuff as well. So sometimes a business doesn't have enough money to afford my services, so I'll do some consulting with them. So social media marketing. That is, in total, $9,500. Boom. And we'll break that down even more in a second here. But let's actually bust out the second whiteboard here. And so that social media marketing comes down to 4 clients. So client number 1 is $1,250, and that was $1,250 this month. Normally this client pays me $2,500. So actually in this video, hopefully I can give you guys some good tips. This client paid me $1,250 this month. Normally they pay $2,500. I do Facebook ads and Google ads for them. So I do YouTube and then Google search and then Facebook and then Instagram. So those are the platforms that I all do for them. But I gave them 50% off this last month. And that's a strategy that I use to keep my clients more long term. If there's a month where they maybe didn't get as good results, or maybe they just barely got a return on investment and they didn't really make a 4x return on investment, sometimes I'll give them like a special gift in the mail during like holidays or something like that. Maybe I'll give them a Christmas gift. But sometimes if I don't have a very good month with them, give them like 50% off of their month, give them like 2 weeks for free. And that just keeps them going on as a long-term client for longer, because then if you're reducing it in half, then they're getting pretty much back that 2x, 4x return. Now, this wasn't really my fault. I could have still charged the full amount, but this is I guess the cost of doing business. I realized that if I maybe gave this 2 weeks for free, this client might stay on for 3 more months, so that ends up paying for itself, even though this client was pretty much going to be a long-term client. I already know that, but this is how I like to do business because it keeps clients on for the long term. That's a good tip for you guys. So normally, even though I said $9,500, I'd actually be making over $10,000 a month normally. But so second client, $5,000 a month. They do financial services, and this first client is a gym client. And for this financial services client, they basically do pension reviews. So I only do Facebook ads for them as of right now, but I might give them some Google ads as well. The reason theirs is more is just because my value that I brought for them is a lot more. Simple as that. I didn't really do any extra work. It was more so that the value that I brought to the table was worth a lot more because they're spending a lot more money on marketing, and the amount of money I've brought them is insane. But we've also got this really difficult project that we're working on right now. So that's part of the reason why it costs quite a bit. So I guess there is a little bit more work than the others, but at the same time, kind of not. It's hard to explain. It takes not necessarily more work, it just takes a lot higher of expertise. And then client number 3, $2,000 per month. This is a counseling clinic, so they help people with stress, anxiety, things like that. And we're working on this really specific offer. It's like a special anxiety treatment, stuff like that. And they're just overall a really good client to work with. And then client number 4, $750 this month. Now it's just, this client just works on and on. We do project by project with this client, and he's a YouTube influencer. Basically just run YouTube ads for him. Not super anything crazy. And then consulting, I made another $500 from just consulting. I did 2 1-hour consulting sessions with 2 other people. So biggest income source as of right now is 6-figure. Not that. We'll just ignore that misspelling. Agency. And from that this month, I made $16,863. So out of that, I didn't pretty much spent no money on advertising this month on that, because I wanted to see what it would look like if it just came through my Instagram and YouTube completely. And I'm surprised that it actually stayed pretty dang high. So what I'm working on right now with my business, and what my goal is and what my plan is to get to $100,000 per month now. Let me kind of explain to you guys, once you get to a high level with your agency, what kind of happens. And I talked about this in one of my recent videos, but what happens when you get to a high level in your social media marketing agency, once you get to that $10,000 per month mark around there, obviously you're gonna have to hire more people. You probably, if you get to $10,000 per month, you can handle it all on yourself if you were to do it full time. But if you wanna scale up your business, that's pretty much the point where you need to hire someone to do it. So as of right now, I have 2 people running my agency for me almost completely. I still talk to the clients and stuff like that. I'm going to try to switch that over once I get to like 15,000, but I'm not really trying to grow my agency very hard. I'm just more so waiting for the right client. I only actually make an offer to like 1 in 10 clients that actually talk to me with my agency now, because I want to have the perfect client, because all the clients that I have right now are pretty much perfect clients. But the problem with an agency is 2 things. One, the profit margin. Once you get to 10K per month, now it's the fastest way to get to 10K per month. If you want to make a sustainable income, like there's no better way to do it. Like no faster way to get out of your classroom, make 10K a month, make 6 figures. No faster way to get out of your 9-to-5 job and make like a really, really good income by itself. But the issue with an agency comes to scaling, because if you want to hire more clients, you need to hire more people, and you can only do so many sales calls. You can only get to a certain point, and what happens is, because you're limited to a certain amount and you have to hire more people, 1, your profit margins go lower, because you might have to be paying 60% of your profit margins to people that are doing all the work and closing the deals, and maybe even higher than that. Like once your agency gets bigger, it's going to be like 70-80%. And then the other problem is scaling up, and the number of employees that you have just becomes a real hassle, and management is a really difficult thing. You want to try to have as few, if you want to. Now, some people love to build a really big agency. That just depends on your personal opinion. But for me personally, I'm just trying to get to $1 million income as fast as possible with pretty much like the least amount of employees possible. So that's why I decided to go into the digital product space. And from there, I built out this program, 6-Figure Agency, which teaches people just starting out how to build a 6-figure agency, just like I did myself. And then after that, probably what I'm going to do in about a year from now, I'm going to make one for business owners as well, to teach them how to run their own Facebook ads for business owners that want to do that, because it's so much easier to scale a digital product, because you don't need to, somebody does all the work themselves, the business owner does the work themselves, the people that buy the program does the work themselves, and you also get pretty much 100% profit margin besides the money you're spending on things like advertising, Facebook ads, and other miscellaneous stuff like that. And the other thing is, you can sell as many as you want, because it's not a service, it's a product, a digital product, even more so than that. Because it's not a physical product, it doesn't cost any money to create, really, besides my time. And then it doesn't cost me more employees to ship it out or anything like that. I could literally build a 7-figure business completely by myself if I wanted to with the digital product. So that's why I do that, and that's why I suggest once you guys get to 6 figures with the agency, unless you want to build it, like, it's perfectly fine. Some people want to build a really big agency, be like Gary Vee and stuff like that. That's just what they want to do. But for me personally, I want to get there like as fast as possible, and I also want to, actually the main reason that I actually do this, besides the money thing, is because I really thoroughly enjoy helping people that were in my previous position, that are maybe just going into college, or are in college, or maybe they're working a 9-to-5 job, the reason I made this program is because I honestly enjoy helping those people more than I do the business owners. Like, the business owners already have pretty good money, but I like helping those people that are just starting out more, because that's where I was in the past, and I almost feel like I can help those people a lot more, and it just feels more, I guess, fulfilling, if that makes sense. So that's why I really love doing this, and this is the business I've been focusing like completely on over the last 6 months, and I'm trying to make this literally like the best online program in the world, and literally like a replacement for college. So instead of getting a college degree, somebody could do this program instead. And that's how the level of detail I've gone into this. Sorry, I ranted on a little bit there, but try to give you guys some value out of this video. So with that, I spent $174 on Facebook ads, just retargeting ads, that's all. And those retargeting ads made me a huge return on investment. And then I also had to pay out to affiliates, $594. So from there, we got $16,095 profit from that program. And so if I add that all up, and I add up all the things that I showed you a little bit earlier, we get $27,284. So $27,284 this month, the month of October. My best month yet was $35,000. And keep in mind, this is revenue, guys. So I'm going to go over the expenses here in a second too. But this is revenue, $27,284. And last month or a month before that, I did $35,000. Mainly the only reason the difference in that is because before I was running Facebook ads, but now I'm not. So what's coming next in my business? Well, the number one thing I've been working on right now is my webinar for this program, Six Figure Agency. If you guys have been through the webinar process, stuff like that, you know what it's like. And doing a webinar is one of the most time-consuming things ever. And one of the other hardest things ever is trying to close people and get them to pay $1,000 for a program that have never even met you in the past. That's one of the hardest things to do in the online marketing space. But once you can do it, and I've got an automated system in place to generate me $1,000 sales every single day, that's when I'm going to very easily get to that $100,000 per month mark. So the next two things that are going to get me to that $100,000 per month for me are making that webinar, finishing that webinar, making it as best as it can possibly be, and really showing people how much value is in my program and how such a good investment it is. And then from there, pretty much making some new Facebook ads to promote that webinar. So people go from Facebook ad to that training, that free training webinar, and then at the end they buy the program, and then from there they build a six-figure agency. And then I send them a t-shirt and it's really cool. But I actually did make some t-shirts. Maybe you guys will get to see those soon in the next webinar if you watch that. By the way, the link is in the description for that if you do come to watch this video later. And I have the new webinar done. Still, it's the old one right now, but I'm going to have a new one in about a month or something like that. So, literally, if you guys could see this right now, and if you check out the last video that I did on my expenses, it was like, I have so many softwares, and it's insane. So let me just name a few. ClickFunnels, GetResponse, ActiveCampaign, ClickSend, Infusionsoft, Deadline Funnel, Plus This, PickSnippets, Proof, LeadBridge, EverWebinar, LeadOwl, and many more. I got like Photoshop, I got like Microsoft Word subscription, like so many different softwares, it's crazy. And a total, and the reason I do that is because what I can do with these marketing softwares, instead of hiring someone to maybe send out emails for me, everything's completely automated with these softwares. Everything's automatic, and that's the way to go. In 2018, I mean, you guys already know, eventually everything's going to pretty much become robots, and everything's going to become automated. So, $1,670 on softwares. And then I got, so this is actually an interesting one for you guys. I think you guys are going to find this one the most interesting. So, this is Contractors. Basically like my employees, the people that I work with. So, I have 3 people that work with me, and they're all pretty much about the same income, right? Pretty much the same monthly fee right now. Well, I pay them weekly, but the same monthly about. So, got one that is at $1,550 per month, and then another one at $1,575 per month, and then another one at $1,750. So, what do these people do for me? So, one of them does pretty much like everything that I do, and I just give them all the stuff that I personally don't really want to do so that I can focus on the most important things that are going to generate our business income in the future. So for me right now, that's my webinar. So in order for me to focus on my webinar, it literally takes me like, that's what I've been working on this entire week, 24/7. Besides this video, is the only thing that I've done is that webinar, just like 8 hours a day, worked on that webinar, worked on that webinar, worked on that webinar. So, and the reason I'm able to do that, and this is really the way you guys gotta scale up your business. You could be working on one thing for weeks. You want to always be working on the most important thing in your business. So, for example, one thing this person does all the monthly reports for my clients, sets up the Facebook ads for my clients, does fit my own Facebook ads, sets up my own Facebook ads. Now I make the Facebook ads myself, but I get him to like set up the skeleton and everything like that. I set up the YouTube ads for my clients. Does like pretty much everything that I can do in my agency besides like make my YouTube videos, make my program videos, make my webinar, make my ads, stuff like that. Then this one right here, she does like, basically her job, the reason I hired her is to just make six-figure agency, that program I was talking about earlier, the best online program in the world. So she's made like a workbook for it that when somebody buys the program, we're going to send it out to them. She made a design for a t-shirt that when somebody hits six figures, like I'm going to ship them out that t-shirt and write like a little personal note with them. Just little things like that is the main thing that she's working on, making the landing pages look really good and clean and stuff like that. Pretty much the main thing that I do with her. She works like with me 40 hours a week. He works with me like 20 hours per week. And then last one here, this is somebody that's from my six-figure agency program. I hired him to pretty much just take care of all my clients' stuff. So the reason I wanted to have two people working on my clients' ads is because if somebody messes up one thing, the other person will catch it. And I think that's a really key thing, is to always have a backup person for everything if you can. Because before I was pretty much being the backup person and it was taking up a lot of my time, because every time the ads got done I had to review them myself personally. But now I've replaced myself with that. So the way you know when to hire someone is when you have the money, well, not when you have the money to, because look, these people aren't even like that much money. A normal employee, full-time employee in the US, pretty much going to cost at least at the bare minimum $2,000 a month about. But since most of these people live in other countries, and my Facebook ads person doesn't live in another country, but he doesn't do like as many hours of work as the other people do, maybe like 10. So this person does 20, this person does about, this person does about 40, this person does about 20, and this person does about probably like 10 hours. And it just really comes down to the country and currency differences, because in one person's country, it's going to be complete, like $3,000 will make them like the king of their country. That's how this for Nicola here, if you guys know. But the main thing is, when you are having pain with like a certain problem or something like that in your business, that's when you know to hire someone. So whenever I had a pain, I hired someone on, and try to hire someone on as soon as possible, because you're going to waste a lot of time on that. So then other expenses I have are legal and professional. That was like $1,000, and that was like mainly because I had to hire a lawyer to protect my business. And then office furniture, that cost me like $1,000, which you guys can see right now. You can't see it all, but there's a desk here, which I already had the desk, but I just got that new art there. I also hired a health and focus coach for $2,500 for 3 months. So he does like my workout plan. He also does like mental health stuff to make sure I can be focused as possible with my work. And the reason that's a business expense is because it's mainly to make my business performance better. And so I had the t-shirts cost me $250. Random stuff cost me $1,000. Random white. I just put a bunch of like random stuff on here because it really adds up. And then what it comes out to be is in total expenses, $10,450, 13 cents. But I'm just gonna knock on that. So if you guys didn't notice, the total profit was, what was it? It's like $27,000, and then expenses $10,000. Normally it's not that high, but it's a little bit higher this month because I've been reinvesting a lot in the business, and then obviously I'm buying stuff like furniture and things like that. So in the end, what does it look like as far as taxes and actual profit? Let's pull it up for you guys. Also, let me know if you like this kind of new style video. Thought it'd be maybe a little bit more entertaining for me to do it on a whiteboard rather than sit in front of an Excel sheet. But profit. So business profit comes out to be $16,834. So what does that look like after taxes? Well, my federal income tax is about 32% because I'm in like the 200,000 a year bracket. So 32% income tax. State income tax is like 5%. And then I also got self-employment tax, which is like 15%. Now I do have an S corporation. Guys, don't take my tax advice whatsoever. Please don't. It's not very good. And then I'll add on another 15% for self-employment taxes. Now I won't actually be paying this many taxes. I'll only be paying this much on like half of the income that I make. So in reality, these percentages total up right now. It's a 52.2%. This is actually like 5.2. So, but I'll just assume that my taxes are 52.2%, and that's definitely higher than they're actually going to be. It's probably going to be like 45 to 50%, maybe even less than that. So what that ends up being is $9,000 that ends up being taxed about. So I'll just go 9292. And then, so actual like profit after taxes is 7541.83. And guys, keep in mind, like I said, this is way high, but I just want to play it safe, and I don't want to spend more than I really need to. So actual takeaway after business expenses and all that ends up being $7,541. And like I said, like the fitness coach and stuff like that, the health coach, I mean, that stuff helps me in my overall life. The nice thing about having a business is because you can write off stuff like that that still affects your business, and you can overall like improve your environment. But at the same time, taxes will make a big difference. So obviously I'm taking care of that. Let me see if I have anything else in here. But as far as goals and stuff, like I said, goal by the end of this year is $100,000 per month. And once I get that webinar done, once I get the ads recorded and started going for that program, that's when I really think I'm going to be able to hit that $100,000 per month mark. But with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions about any of this stuff, if you liked this video, you have any suggestions for the next video that I do, leave them down in the comments below. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and look forward to seeing you hit your goals.
I've been saying I was rich since I was broke. Yeah, it's a state of mind, you gotta know. Yeah, that it's gonna happen for sure.